Hey everybody, Vestmore here, and today we're taking a look at the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Here, this is for you.
A flower?
Now it's no doubt that this is one that is certainly at the top of many people's most anticipated games lists, ever since we saw this at E3 2015.
The reunion at hand may bring joy. It may bring fear. But let us embrace whatever it brings. For they are coming back. At last, the promise has been made.
And then there was literally radio silence for 4 years. However, good things come to those who wait, and on the 9th of May, during the PlayStation State of Play livestream, we got another taste of this absolute gem. So I figured today I'd bring you guys a video that essentially lists off everything we know about the Final Fantasy VII Remake so far. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, and let me know down in the comments, who's your favourite Final Fantasy VII character?
Can you bear to see the planet suffer? Cloud.
Right then, to start us off, I figured we'd talk about the combat system and how it's changed. As fans of the original will know, Final Fantasy VII originally had a system known as ATB, or the Active Time Battle System. This was an ingenious blend of real-time and turn-based gameplay. Each character had a gauge that would rapidly fill over time, and in the meantime you could give them different commands, such as attacking, casting spells, using items, etc. Now in the remake, the combat system seems to be a lot more action-based, akin to Final Fantasy XV, with free movement and attacks. However, if you look in the bottom right, you can see what kind of looks like an ATB and limit break gauge. This is also supported by a quote by producer Yoshinori Kitase saying the ATB gauge and limit breaks will appear with new ways to be used. What this means exactly is unclear, but we may have another clue in a quote from director Tetsuya Nomura, who says that the game's battle system won't be as real-time as Kingdom Hearts. This is certainly one of the more polarizing aspects of the remake, with a lot of fans on either side, but I feel like they know this and they're going for something that will be able to appease both fans of the original ATB system, as well as those who want something a little bit more fast-paced. I'm sure whatever they do come up with is going to be just fine. I mean, look at what they've shown us already. Next up is the episodic nature of the game. Now, this game's apparently huge, like, super big. So much so that Yoshinori Kitase has said that the game is too big to play in one installment. An average playthrough of the original game is about 40 hours, which is already a pretty sizable amount. And each of these episodes are apparently going to be about as long as Final Fantasy XIII, which was 50 hours long. So this is going to be one absolute chungus of a game. This also means we'll be seeing the first installment much sooner than we would have had they made it one game. However, of course, on the flip side, that might mean that we'll be having quite the wait for the next episode, so that's a bit disappointing. Next up is the engine. Now, you don't need me to tell you that this is not being built on the same engine that the original game was made on. However, it is worth noting that it's being built on the Unreal 4 engine. This is a departure from the in-house engine that Final Fantasy XV was made on, known as Luminous Studio, which is certainly an interesting change. However, this has very much not affected the graphical quality of the remake. It looks absolutely gorgeous, and honestly, yeah, I cannot wait to see more of the characters. And speaking of the characters, they are being completely made from scratch, with the team stating that they considered using the character models from the Advent Children movie, but they ultimately decided to make them from scratch as the Advent Children models were a bit old and not lifelike enough. Coming in at number 4, we have story changes. The remake is going to follow the same plot as the original game, however, it will be enhanced with additional features and plot points. Tetsuya Nomura has said in an interview that the multi-part releases will allow them to really explore the story in much more detail, and that veteran fans will be in for some surprises. Yoshinori Kitase has also said that they don't want the remake to be just a nostalgic experience for fans, and they wanted to adjust the story so that long-time fans can still get excited for it. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing to see some of the updates to the story and just get some expansions really, learn a lot more about the world, learn a lot more about the lore, which, if you know me, I'm an absolute lore fanatic, and essentially just breathe new life into this absolutely iconic masterpiece. There are also some, let's say iconic parts of the game that will be really interesting to see how they remaster those. And last but not least, we have platforms and speculated release dates. Now first things first, we know for sure that it will be releasing on PlayStation 4. There have been numerous obvious clues to this. All of the trailers and marketing material have had PlayStation branding, and there was an official PlayStation blog post from Yoshinori Kitase himself stating that the main staff from the original game have reunited for this PS4 remake, with more details coming in June. So it's certainly official that it will be releasing on PlayStation 4. Now, to my knowledge, there hasn't been any talk of PlayStation exclusivity, but considering the marketing has heavily featured PlayStation, it would be a safe bet to take. This is backed up further by the original reveal trailer, where at the end it says it in big bold white letters, play it first on PlayStation 4. Although this could allude to a timed exclusive deal as opposed to a concrete one. Regardless, I think it's safe to say that Final Fantasy has always been regarded as a PlayStation franchise, at least here in the West, and a lot of the more classic ones have been PlayStation exclusive until recently. As for the release date, there's certainly nothing concrete at the minute. However, like I said before, this is going to be a PlayStation 4 game, and there has been a lot of speculation that the PlayStation 5 will release as early as 2020, meaning if that's true, it would make the most sense to release the first episode of Final Fantasy VII Remake pretty soon. There was an announcement that we will be getting more information in June, so we may just see Final Fantasy VII Remake at E3 as well, but in the meantime, that's it. That's everything we currently know about Final Fantasy VII Remake. If you enjoyed this video, do be sure to leave a like, and don't forget to leave in the comments down below who your favourite Final Fantasy VII character is. It's Barrett, isn't it? It's the gun arm. Typical. Anyway, that's it from me. This is Vest, signing off.
I really hope you guys enjoyed that video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and also click on the little bell icon to turn on notifications so you don't miss my next upload. Also, don't forget, you can check out 269 and Paradise Central streaming over on Twitch 6 days a week. You can find a link to the multi-stream in the description box down below. Be sure to drop by and get involved. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.